Greetings, adventurers. My name is Kramer, and I am still in the process of studying different types of ancient drinking ware. Don't ask me why I'm focusing on this so much. I started down the rabbit hole. I can't get out. I need help, I think. But this is a noggin. Now, what you may think of when you hear the word noggin is actually the human head. It is an antiquated word for the human head, but actually a noggin used to be a type of cup, and apparently it could have been a type of standardized measurement back in the day. So you may be able to say a noggin of, say, milk or something, because as I have learned, the noggin is actually an Irish form of small cup used probably in the processing of milk into butter or cream, and they tended to look a little bit like small buckets with a tiny little carrying handle on them, a little bit like measuring cups do today. I'm not saying that's why measuring cups look the way they do. I just thought it was interesting. Now, doing the research for this video, I actually found lots of different pictures of noggins, and none of them looked like this. And what I found was that if I actually searched for a canoe cup, pictures of this are what I got. Now, a canoe cup, I believe, is Native American in origin. They probably didn't call it that, but you can see that there is so much precedent here for having these small personal-sized cups that people would carry around with them as they were going about their daily business, whether we're talking about the Native American canoe cup, whether we're talking about the Kuksa with the Sami people, if we're talking about the Quaich with the Scottish people, or the noggin potentially with the Irish or the English. There is so much precedent, and probably through cultures that I haven't even discovered they have cups like this yet, there's so much precedent for carrying around these tiny personal-sized cups. Now, these in particular, I measured them out. They hold a third of a cup each, which is not a lot, but these would be enough while you were walking around that you could stop by a stream or perhaps a well if you were in town, or a fountain, and get a small little bit of water and then drink it, rather than having to cup your hands or stick your face directly into the stream. So back in the day, maybe 1400s, 1500s, 1600s, a nog was considered to be a small bit of strong alcohol, or perhaps just a type of strong alcohol. And that is in fact where we get the term eggnog, because it's made with alcohol and it has eggs in it. And I couldn't find anything concrete, because I don't think anybody knows how we got from the noggin, which is a cup, to noggin, which is your head. But I find it interesting that there are so many different units of measurement revolving around the human head and the human face. There is the noggin, and there is also a mug, which is a mug and also your face. There is also the hogshead, which is a type of barrel. And this makes sense given that the earliest form of measurement probably was just the average human body part. Though I'm not sure how this equates to the liquid volume of anything that has to do with the human head. Though perhaps if we're going to talk about units of measurement, the dram, which was a small bit of whiskey, usually a single mouthful of whiskey, perhaps that's what a noggin is too. A noggin is enough liquid to fit into your mouth. It's kind of weird to say. And when I saw these at Colonial Williamsburg, these are made by Whetstone Woodware, not affiliated at all, but I just happen to like this design. They have a couple of extra unique things. Lots of canoe cups have toggles like this so that you can wear them right on your belt. You can hang them from a tree if you are so inclined. But these ones in particular, on the handle and the neck is flattened slightly, and the underside of the handle here is slightly sharpened. Now, it's wood, so you're not going to hurt yourself, but it could be used to slide something like cheese or butter over the top of it into slices. And it is that utility and versatility that made me think I needed to buy one for myself and one for my wife. Even in modern interpretations of what the medieval period might have been like, or the Renaissance period at, say, a Renaissance fair, you oftentimes see people carrying around their own personal tankards or mugs with them. That's so that they can get beer or something if they want to from one of the stalls. But there is also precedent for people like frontiersmen here in America in the 18th century, and the Native Americans, of course, to carry around their own personal cups to use while they are going about their business. And I thought this design and the etymology of it was so interesting that I wanted to make a small video to share with you. And I also find the shape just slightly reminiscent not only of the end of a large spoon or a measuring cup, but also of a teacup. So if you happened to have a kettle with you while you were on your adventures and you were going to brew coffee, if we're being more anachronistic, or some type of tea, if everyone has one of these, it's almost a little sophisticated, isn't it? Now, these, very much like other types of small cup, would have been carved out of some sort of burl, which is like a knot that grows in wood, and they're very hard, they're very dense, and so these things are theoretically fairly indestructible. I mean, aside from fire, but just walking around, having them knock against things, they're not really going to dent or scratch or anything like that. So perfect for carrying on a journey. Now, not only can these be used as a small way of conveying water into your mouth conveniently, in other words, a cup, but they can also be used, let me think off the top of my head, as a serving spoon while you're camping, so that you can ladle food into the bowls of your compatriots. They can also be used as a small, very small personal bowl for something like a quick snack, whether it's dried food or some sort of traveling bread, or perhaps some nuts, something like that. It's just small enough that you don't have to worry about getting your hands dirty, and you can hold things in there. It is also a unit of measurement, so while you're cooking, you can also be using this to measure out however much it is. If it's a third of a cup, great. If it's a quarter of a cup, great. Just so long as you know the measurement of the cup that you're carrying. They're just super convenient. And with this particular design, again, by Whetstone Woodware, they are able to kind of be a knife. They're not gonna be sharp enough to like cut a vegetable or something, but something soft like cheese or butter, probably not fruit, could be used to slide over the top of this and just get a small little piece off of it. Add a bit of versatility for something that takes up so little space. Wonder if it's also a weapon. And my final thought, given that there is so much precedent for carrying a small cup with you and so much utility for having done so, use that as a way to help tell the story of your character. Is it a very utilitarian sort of cup like this? It's very simple, not very ornate, but it has a lot of uses with it. Is your character going to carry something like that? Is your character, persona, whatever, going to carry something that is a bit more ornamentary? Is your character going to carry something much, much bigger, like a full tankard? And those are just all questions that you can answer, and this is one of the new options that I've discovered, and this is definitely going to be something that I'm adding to my personal Ranger kit. So with that being said, that's all I have for this video. I will see you very, very, very soon, and in the meantime, I'd like to wish you good luck on your adventures.